Susie Dixon's family might look like any other at today's protests, but for them this cause is deeply personal and dates back decades.
It's had a huge impact on our whole family when we lost our brother in custody in the old Adelaide jail in 1987.
This is Susie grieving the loss of her 19-year-old brother Kingsley more than 30 years ago. His death was reported as a suicide, but the family were suspicious of the circumstances.
While the 200 mourners crowded into St Paul's Church and spilled outside into the car park,
the family allowed media into the funeral to show Australia the real impacts of deaths in custody. Kingsley's mother, Alice, showed deep resolve in her moment of grief, using the opportunity to make a plea for action.
This is 45 deaths now. How many more do they want the Aboriginal people to wait for? 45 deaths? Do they want another 45 before they listen to us?
Just weeks after the funeral, the Royal Commission into Aboriginal Deaths in Custody was announced. 4 years later, when the final report was handed down, Alice Dixon was hopeful.
They never will go far enough, but this gives us, for the first time, white and black Australia, an agenda, an instrument, those Royal Commission recommendations.
Alice Dixon's fight came at a cost. She ended her life about a year after the commission wrapped. Today, her family gathered at the commemorative tree named in her honour.
She would be dismayed at the number of deaths that have happened since the Royal Commission of Death in Custody. I think that she was calling, for change. The change hasn't happened.
At today's rallies, many called for the Royal Commission's 339 recommendations to be revisited. A recent government report found just 64% of the Royal Commission's recommendations had ever been enacted. While international events have put a renewed attention and focus on deaths in custody, for many families, this is an age-old problem.
Can you see that picture of Uncle King?
For those who've lost so much waiting for change, today was a show of solidarity, but not a solution. Isabella Higgins, ABC News, Sydney.